Oh, hey, hi, hello, we're here. We have another wonderful episode of Indy by Night, Hunter Edition. Um, for those of you at home who are watching, if you watched, last week's episode, it was a bit of a recap episode. But if you're interested in sort of making sure you're caught up on what is good with this cell, almost said coterie, that's the wrong word. Make sure to head over to youtube.com/@jbrews or youtube.com/gencon. Uh, both will be uploaded. It's already uploaded on at jbrews, but it will be uploaded soon over on GenCon's YouTube as well. So make sure to go ahead and head over there and look up all that fun stuff if you want to go ahead and see uh, what happened last week. But we're going to go around the room,
Okay, nothing
introduce.
important happened, right?
No, no,
Nothing
no.
important happened, right?
No, it's like this group has a thing of throwing a whole corkscrew in the entire Chronicle 3 episodes in or something.
Nobody got blown up.
That you're aware of.
Half of the population did not get destroyed.
Spoilers. But we're going to go around the room, introduce who you're going to be playing this evening. And let's do something interesting. Let's go ahead and do what your retribution is for your character. So what do you have to accomplish if you just go into despair? I'll go ahead and give everyone just a moment to look that up here because I know I'm throwing people underneath real quick. Because maybe it should be on a character sheet.
What an actual question that is.
You're welcome. I started getting like questions out earlier in the Chronicle instead of the wrap up.
That's creed based, isn't it?
Yes, it is going to be based off your creed. Is anyone prepared with their homework? Oh, let's go. Let's go start off with Rob this evening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rob. I'm going to be playing Jonas, who is Faith Creed. And in the event that they go into despair, they can get out of it by facing off against the supernatural and helping one of their allies in that kind of situation. Sort of take a bullet for them.
Oh, interesting how the table has turned last week's episode. Who is ready up for next?
Look at him trying.
And I think that that's from Atonement. So,
Atonement. That's the word.
Ian, you might be okay.
Wait, what happened?
That's from the Atonement.
Yeah. So I think Ian, you might be the same.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool. That's me, baby. I'll do my intro here because you already just got the answer for me. My name's Ian. I am playing Riley Loverboy. Hartmore, I believe, is the last name. I'm still new to this character, but yes, that is the last name. And people might be mad because I got into shenanigans last week, and that's all we're going to call them because that's all that they are. Shenanigans.
I don't remember that being the name of the bar.
Next person to say shenanigans getting pistol whipped.
Right, real talk. Next up between Warren and Hannah, who wants to take the mic?
Well, that'll be all Hannah.
Ooh.
Mine's not loading. I cannot. I'll just laugh.
Unbelievable. Let's go ahead and take a look together, shall we?
You can look. Mine's probably gonna be black.
Doop, doop, doop. What's your creed?
Inquisitive.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and...
Oh, look at that.
Did you get it?
Oh.
Oh, am I gonna beat you? Go, 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 go. Ooh, inquisitive. Gaining information while on hunt, research. Oh, those are Creed fields. Ah, no.
Okay, so for Pride, which is
Oh,
mine.
nice.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'll be playing Trina or Katrina. Mine is Pride, and my redemption is besting the query in some type of challenge, directly or indirectly.
I'm so excited to see that come into fruition.
Well,
Always
fortunately,
fun.
mine is the same as Justin.
Oh, so who are you playing this evening?
Thanks for that, Justin. Mine was not loading.
No prob.
I will be playing Morgan Sturm.
Wonderful. And you have the Pride drive as well, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. And last.
And conveniently, I also have the Pride Drive. So
What? Who would have thought?
So who are you playing,
I-
Warren?
I'm Warren, and I am playing Brick, who is very driven by pride.
How proud of you. So last week, things went real sideways very quickly. The cell went to bed. Besides, for two individuals, as Morgan went and had a conversation with her sister to gather a little bit more information on this monster that they were go ahead and hunting, while also being introduced to some terrifying individual named Eva Hill, or I guess some owner of this bar. Where if you missed it, Hannah almost got to play 3 characters, all of which were hers simultaneously, and it was wonderful. But afterwards, Morgan decided, you know what, this party could use a party. And then went ahead, reached out to Riley, and went ahead and met up, got ready, and went out to a club. As you guys went out to this super dope club, very quickly did it become apparent after some flaunting occurred from one Riley of making sure that people knew who they were and raising up their status. Was invited to the VIP section with Morgan. And as they were getting ready to leave, this vampire by the name of Derek did not want the party to end. Morgan was able to go ahead and resist the charm, but Riley did not be so lucky, as they were under charm, and Morgan hurried, went to the restroom, called her sister, and was advised to leave the place immediately. You guys all regathered at a hotel downtown. And all of you guys made it up to the room, but Brick recognized someone waiting in the lobby. A handler that he had worked for with Trina on a previous job. Reading a book in the side of the lobby of this hotel. Brick, capable of carrying a lot of luggage, but decided to go ahead and use a luggage trolley to go ahead and bring in a hunting rifle in a nonchalant way. But we will go ahead and pick up this evening as the Avengers have assembled inside of the hotel room. And you guys can go ahead and regain any willpower that you may have used over the last session.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna need that back one time. Anybody that said we couldn't do it, we did it.
To anybody who said we couldn't do it, you still might be right.
Nah, we still here. For anybody that said we couldn't do it, get bent. I'm alive.
The night is still young.
I mean, true.
We'll go ahead and start the scene off at the hotel room shortly after Brick has arrived with his luggage.
Does this room have one of those like a Keurig or a little brew your own coffee thing?
It does indeed have a nice Keurig with a bunch of K-cups on the side.
Okay, so Jonas is going to make himself a cup of coffee. And while he's doing that, he's going to toss his folder full of notes onto a nearby coffee table and say, okay, so I guess what we're looking into has changed a little bit. We might be in a hurry, depending on Morgan. Did you get a sense for how likely it was that Riley was going to share things that they ought not to?
I wouldn't put it past them. It seemed like they didn't really have a filter. So, but that's just the sense that I got. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am, but
I'm gonna pull out my phone and I'm just gonna start looking to see if there's looking for like gun stores that also traffic in like self-defense tools. Particularly, I'm wanting to find if they've got like revenge kit stuff. I'm looking for a chemical that immediately induces projectile vomiting.
Interesting. Let me go ahead and take a look.
If you express that out loud, I may help you. I have Streetwise.
Yeah, I'll make a mention of it. I'm like, I know there's this chemical out there that supposedly is supposed to make you, once you take it, just puke immediately. Now, that might be the stuff of movies, but I'm pretty sure it's real.
Epicac, I believe it's called.
Um,
I'm not there. I'm not helping.
oh, you're helping in other ways. Don't you worry, Riley.
I'm helping. Shut up.
You can go ahead and roll intelligence plus streetwise there. Let's see if I can remember. Still getting caught up on these names. I apologize. Jonas. And you can get one extra die for the assist of Trina.
Woo!
Any chance we can do that on the flip side? I think that Trina was wanting to do that investigation, but
You've got Streetwise. I don't.
okay. Then
try to hedge our bets here.
It's all right. Let me roll it. Two hits. What's my target?
Target is going to be 2. You go ahead and you do find, obviously they're very much closed at this point, but there is indeed a weapon store that does sell the revenge kits, as it were.
Are they nearby?
You're looking at probably about 10-minute drive as for the closest one.
Morgan Sugar, are you? I mean, could you like turn off an alarm system if one was present?
maybe. It'd be easier if I was there.
Well, I was thinking about taking you with me, honey.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it meant from afar. Yeah, I could do my best.
Here's what I'm thinking, y'all. We can get our hands on some of this. We can get it in a drink, send it up to Loverboy. Well, sorry, I don't know that name. I apologize.
How dare you?
Send it up to
How-
Riley, and hopefully, upon ingesting it, we'll have the expected outcome, enough to get him away temporarily. But then I'm thinking we probably need some sort of more dramatic distraction to get him out the door. Get them out the door. Thoughts?
I'm nervous that if we go in there, well, first of all, I don't know that I can get into a nightclub at all. But also, I'm nervous that if we get in there, that we might end up trapped in the same thing that they're trapped in. I don't know enough about this to know if we'd be able to um, avoid that.
We need something loud. Something to clear the whole place out, I think.
At this point, I think Rick is realizing how little Trina has planned, which is so different. Uh, s- s- this seems hasty.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Morgan and I are going to go get this vomit medication. I'll go inside because I can get inside a nightclub. I'll order a drink, I'll send it up. I'll also order some Everclear. I'll take it in the bathroom. I'll drop a couple of 9mm rounds in it and set it on fire. My hope is that the heat will be enough to set the rounds off when I'm nowhere near around. That way, loud boom bang, everybody clears, and hopefully I can get a hold of Riley in the mix.
If we just tried calling the club and try to get them to tell Riley that, like, their wife is looking for him or something.
I don't think calling them and convincing them of anything is possible.
I
They seem
definitely
pretty
appreciate the directness.
unplayable. Yeah, I would prefer if we could just not have to go back in there. And I don't know if a big boom would necessarily scare those types of monsters.
I'm thinking that they'll overlap, honey. I'm thinking hopefully Riley will be in the bathroom about the same time the gunshots go off. That'll allow me to grab, because people are going to clear out. People start shooting guns in a nightclub. I mean, unless they're Looney Tunes, bat, whatever, crazy, they're going to get running. They hear some gunshots being fired off. I'm hoping that will create a stampede in which I can grab Riley and escort them out the building.
And that would probably lead to somebody calling the cops.
Exactly. People will call the cops. Less likely that the leeches will actually do anything with the police around.
Could we just call the cops? Could we cut
Well,
out
oh,
Bomb
the
threat.
middle person?
you,
Yeah,
you
call it a
know,
bomb
I
threat.
mean, it's worth a shot. I'm willing to take that role. It means we don't have to go in there. But I just worry the cops show up and he gets whisked away with them. Or they get whisked away with them. Because we're not
Well,
creating any distance between Riley and the creatures. I think we're going to have to get them tore loose before.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I think I acknowledge that it's messed up. But what if we call in Riley as the suspect for the bomb threat?
I think it'd be hard to get them out of jail.
Yeah, but rather in jail than in the service of one of those things.
I mean,
yeah,
yes, I agree there.
there's no actual bomb, right? So
right?
Theoretically, Riley will get
Right,
cleared.
right, right.
There's no bomb. Please tell me there's no bomb.
Yet.
Yeah.
There's no bomb
Yeah.
yet.
What game is this? And what day is this on?
And there doesn't
Tuesday.
have to be an actual bomb. So theoretically, Riley will get cleared. But I agree that having them with the police would be safer than having them with their
What if
company.
instead of a bomb, we call in and say that we saw them acting erratic and they have a firearm, and we just saw them go in the club and they mentioned something about shooting everyone in there. That way, does Riley carry a gun? I hope Riley doesn't have a gun, but
Thinking back to people who hid guns in my glove compartment when the police showed up recently, I don't think Riley was one of them.
so at least that's a little bit more minor than a bomb threat. And I'm sure if what Morgan said is true, their behavior will be very erratic when they are trying to be separated from this leech.
My concern is that if we get Riley picked up by the police, that we end up inadvertently getting them booked on possession.
Better in jail than dead. Or in the service of a monster.
Fair, but they're coming down from a literally supernatural addiction, and they're using more mundane drugs as a coping mechanism for that. I worry about potentially putting them more in line with going back to that sort of supernatural crutch.
If this is going to be a consistent problem, Jonas, then something more permanent needs to be discussed. If you catch my meaning.
Yes, I do, and I appreciate that. And I kind of think, well, I think that we need some more time to work out some details here, but we may be able to get some information about where they would scurry Riley away to, in which case we might be able to use that to more permanently deal with this particular problem.
All I'm saying, Jonas, is clock is ticking. And right now, everyone at that center is in danger. The longer Riley stays in there, every
Yeah, I
moment
agree.
we wait is more time they have to spill their guts about every single thing they know.
I agree, but we're talking about literal monsters here. I worry
I,
about going in there with a half-cocked plan and counting on the police to sort it out the right way.
well, that's why I'm saying if we get the police involved, we're not even in the middle of it. And we just get Riley a good lawyer. Listen, if it was me and I was in this situation, call the cops. I would rather go to jail than be in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And
Okay.
a week of detox might do that fool some good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm convinced. If we think we could spare an hour or so, I'd like to try to come up with something else. But if we don't think that we can spare it, then let's just pull the trigger and hope for the best.
Out here where we're at, what's the kind of standard police response time? I mean, obviously we're reporting a possible threat. There's a large group of people involved, but still there hasn't actually been a shooting. We're probably the only person who's calling in with this particular issue. So, kind of estimating what do I think the likelihood of a police response would be? How quickly? Given the size of the police force in this area.
Um, if you were looking at, roughly like a year ago, when it was mostly like FBI that was assisting, definitely would have been longer. But now that they're sort of back on their own, you're probably looking at underneath 5 minutes
Wow.
at this point in time, because it's not like, even when you guys are looking down below, like it's not crazy busy downtown. So roads would be relatively cleared.
I'll tell you what, I'll split the difference with you. We'll do half an hour. But at 30 minutes, if we don't have a better plan, I'm making that call.
Okay.
So I have a couple of thoughts. One of them is, what if we use Riley's phone to try to hack it? Call the cops, and they are the ones that report it. We'll use Riley's name and phone number, and maybe the cops would want to talk to them, but they wouldn't necessarily go to jail. Or if the leeches do end up taking them somewhere, I could have a contact that knows maybe where they would take them.
Is that possible? Rick gestures at his very old flip phone.
We could always attempt.
I mean, I'm of a mind to try to get rid of the leech if we can. It just feels rushed to try to do it right now.
Yeah, we are in no position to even attempt something like that right now. We don't know how many there are. We don't know what its capabilities are. I wouldn't want to make that move right now.
I don't know. Break, you got anything?
Nothing good. I mean, is this going to be a problem with Riley? I mean, is the right answer? I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Well, if you're saying to dump them, I don't think that's the right answer.
I agree. Riley's a victim here as much as anybody else who might get caught up in this.
What'd you call me for the rifle for, Karina?
Just in case. I kind of meet Brick's eyes, like it's in, you know what I mean.
Yes, Brick's thought too.
Oh.
Well, I guess just in case, what kind, like, do we have a window in this hotel room? Do I have an angle on club at all?
Yeah, because we're like on the top floor, right?
You guys are definitely up there. You guys aren't on the very top floor, but you guys are definitely up within the top, probably like 4 or 5 floors. You do have a window. It doesn't open, but you do have a window. I guess you have a glass pane, I should say. But you have a shot, but it will be a very difficult shot. We're talking like DC 5 for this.
We do have 2 desperation.
Indeed, you do.
I
Not
am
a good shot.
aware of our desperation.
Not a good shot, and I'll have to shoot out the window, which means I'll know exactly where it came from.
Could you position yourself somewhere downstairs with a better angle?
Just waltz around the hotel with a hunting rifle.
You got it up here without a problem. I'm sure you'll figure something out, sweetie.
Why don't I go look around for a shot? We got 30 minutes, right?
27.
Can I need everyone in the hotel room to roll what's an awareness DC 4 for me, please?
Oh, good.
I wholeheartedly believe in all of you.
Oh, that's a 4.
Rick got it.
Nice job, Brick.
I am gonna willpower that.
Heard?
Big fan of Brick.
What was
What
the
are we
DC again?
shooting for here?
That is a DC 4.
Okay, yeah, I'm not even going to reroll. Bother wasting my willpower.
Why not? You could
Sorry,
crit. You're good. Just be like Brick, Trina. Just be like Brick.
I got 3.
Okay. Do you want a willpower, or is that after willpower?
I already did. Yeah.
Yikers. Okay, Brick. Because Jonah got 3, it looks like.
Yep,
Perfect.
barely missed.
Brick. Through the conversation, you hear a small thud outside the door.
I hold up my finger in my mouth and look at everybody and motion to the door, and then probably realize I left the old handler hanging and haven't brought him back up. But he wouldn't know what room we're in, theoretically. I will cautiously move towards the door and look through the peephole.
Perfect. Are you trying to be stealthy in this maneuver?
I mean, sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Dex plus Stealth for me, please.
I'm going to start laughing like, to kind of help provide some cover for him. Not
Yeah.
that it did much.
Go ahead and let me see here.
It's a terrible roll.
DC is going to be 3.
Yeah, all right. I'll willpower to reroll.
Okay. Oof. All right.
Ouch.
Even through the laughter, you think that you are stealthily enough as you get through and look through the peephole, and there is nothing out there.
Do I hear
Try
anything?
to.
As you're trying to listen in, you hear the very distant sound of footsteps. Like almost in a, not like a full sprint, but like a hurried walk away.
All right. I'm not the big dumb guy for nothing. I'll open the door and see what I see.
All right. Go ahead and roll wits and awareness for me, please. DC 2.
Nice.
Nice. As you look down the hall, you don't see anyone walk in that direction where the sounds of the footsteps were. But you do see right at the foot of the door a thin rope with a little tin can next to it that's sort of attached.
I hold the door open and point to it. So, what?
Does the rope
Is
like go
the
down
rope
the
still
hallway?
going? Like, is
No,
it...
it's just from like one side of the door to the other, like pinned up with a little can at one end. And it's, you could see inside the can, it's empty.
like if we open the door, would it fall down?
It looks like if you were like kick the string, it would fall.
Brick, do me a favor. I know this sounds really strange. Take that can and step out in the hallway and press it to the door with your ear to the other side.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
And we'll just have a conversational talk for about a minute, and then I'll open it and see if he was able to hear us more clearly.
Weirdly, you could hear quite a bit more clearly.
Who knew we were here?
To the best of my knowledge, no one. I mean, I feel like I was pretty clear coming in.
I agree.
I even got off the elevator 2 floors down and took the stairs the rest of the way.
Well, it's definitely time to go.
I agree.
Are we trying to act, or are we just cutting our losses and running?
I think at this juncture, it's probably time to call the cops, because we're under the gun, someone knows we're here, who knows how much they've already heard. Now's the time for action, unfortunately. I don't like it any more than you do. But I think we need to make the move and make it now.
I think the move is make the call and then scatter.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Probably don't take your car if you drove here. Get a cab or an Uber. That way they can't connect you to your vehicle. Hopefully they haven't already made it.
Who rented the room?
I did.
Did you do it in your own name, honey?
No, of course not.
Good call.
Did you use a card or cash?
Cash.
Okay.
Did we spot lots of cameras in the hallways as we were coming in?
You notice that there was one next to like the elevator door, but that was the only one that you saw entering into between the elevator or the door to like up the stairs and the elevator, so by the same area and where your room is. You could look investigate to see if there's any additional ones, but that was the only one that you saw. You did see that there were probably like 3 or 4 in the main lobby. But
Morgan, if you tapped into that, do you think you could see what it recorded? I don't know if that's something your techno wizardry could accomplish.
I could attempt. Yeah. I would just have to stay around here for a little bit. But you guys could all go.
I'll wait here with Morgan. I gotta make the call anyways. And it's better if we go out, at different times.
Yeah. I'll go first. Scoop up my library and start heading out.
I'll pick up the phone and dial 911 from the hotel room.
I'd be packing up all the electronic stuff that I had out. Laptop, cords, phone. Did I see like an electrical room on the way up?
yes, you did.
Okay. I'd be heading there after Trina was done with her call.
You go ahead and place the phone call from the room.
Mm-hmm.
They say thank you so much for the tip. They do go ahead and try to gather your information. I'm assuming you're not going to leave any sort of information.
I I really listen. This person seemed like a complete lunatic. I don't want to be involved. I just want to make sure that nobody gets hurt. I could not live with that on my conscience, honey.
They go ahead. I understand and thank you. They go ahead and disconnect the line.
Okay, that's done.
If I think I can get away with it, what I'd like to do is stash the rifle in the drop ceiling in the hallway, because I don't think I can walk out with it. And then I'll just walk out with the empty luggage rack and just walk a few blocks and hail a cab.
Okay. Morgan, you wanted to head to the electrical room?
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll be right behind her.
Okay. Let's see here. You go ahead and enter into the electrical room. You don't notice anyone in there, but you do see all sorts of shiny electrical tidbits.
Is there a spot labeled security or video or whatever labeled?
As you're sort of looking around, you do see that it looks like there's power for cameras and stuff like that, but it doesn't look like there's any like actual footage stored in this room.
Is
Do
there
there-
like? Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if it looks like there's wires like coming down
Yeah.
into that specific area.
Yep. The wall is practically covered in different wires.
Okay. I would tap into those, like trying to find the hookup spot.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll. Trying to look up your feature here and see if that could work for us this evening.
The global access.
Yeah.
The hunter is somehow able to circumvent the normal barriers to system intrusion and penetrate even the most secure digital systems. They might have worked for the government, memorizing backdoor access codes built into operating systems, or they perfected a brute force code breaking chipser, or launched a prototype worm that now lies latent in every networked computer in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay, and you
The system is spending the equivalency of a scene
okay?
and
So
succeeding on an edge test of difficulty 4.
perfect. We can absolutely go ahead and do that. It is going to take some time here, because you do have a lot of wires to go through and try to figure out which one is going to be the one for your guys' floor. And you don't have any perks for that, do you? Just the base?
Sadly, no.
Okay.
Yep.
So you would know without even having to roll for it. If you do have the footage there, you wouldn't be able to manipulate it in any sort of capacity because that would be a feature. But you can see if whether or not like what was captured.
All right, and then that's a intelligence technology.
Yes, that is correct. DC 4. Would you like to use any sort of desperation for this?
That's so scary.
You're right. That's...
I
Just
don't
a
want to be
roll
the
one
one
on the
that messes
desperation
that
dice.
part up.
Fine.
So is that a yes? I'm a little confused.
No.
Okay.
All right. All right, I've hit the 4.
Nice.
All right. Do I get anything extra if I get more than that or no?
No. You would just be able to find it. It does take quite a bit of time. And even while you're working in the electrical room, you do hear the sounds of rapid footsteps going past the electrical room door and almost like squad talk going through as well. But they go up right past you and continue up the stairs. But as you eventually find it, you look through. Your room isn't on the camera. But you do see each one of you walk by.
And no one else.
You do see another individual who is walking very slowly out of the elevator shortly after Brick arrives. And after maybe about 6-7 minutes, you see them hurriedly, like, fast walking back towards the elevator.
Okay. Is there? I'm guessing their faces the camera at some point.
It does on the way back, and it is gross. It looks almost like this individual had some, like, their face was just heavily messed up and a little bit of elongated jaw, a little bit. It looks very unnatural.
Okay. I would probably use my digital camera so that I don't have it on an actual laptop or phone and just take pictures.
Yeah.
Of the screen. Well, that's really interesting.
What'd you find, honey?
Well, we should probably get out of here. I did see potentially the person who was by our door, but we could leave and discuss it after. But it's gonna be somebody who is very close to Riley right now, I'm assuming. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, let's get moving, get motoring.
I'll disconnect everything.
Okay.
Pack it all away.
Easy enough.
I will summon an Uber.
Cast create Uber. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
Just wait till next level. You can summon greater Uber.
Oh man.
You go ahead. Easy enough. Brick, you look around as you're leaving. You do not see your handler around at all.
Do I see his book or anything? Any sign that he was here?
The chair where he was sitting was not pushed in all the way. It looked like it was just like pushed out and when he left. But other than that, there's no other trace or evidence.
Well, that's a problem for later, Brick.
All right. You guys go ahead and scurry into the night in your different directions.
Yeah,
And we-
so two things.
Yeah.
One is on my way out, I'd like to try the number on the card that Kate gave us.
Mm-hmm.
And two is the direction I'm scurrying is towards the club.
Perfect. And each one of you do realize there is no one manning the front desk currently.
That's not a good sign.
Nope.
Good thing we're leaving.
But you guys go ahead and dip on out. You go ahead and call Kate of the Orpheus group. It does indeed go to voicemail.
I'm not going to leave a message then. That seems suicidal.
I respect it. As you guys go ahead and disperse, we will go ahead and shift scenes a little bit here. As the party is raging on, when all of a sudden the front doors are kicked open and a squad of SWAT officers begin to move in, yelling everyone to leave. Music begins to get cut, lights turn on. Derek looks over to you, Riley. My sweet little pet, looks like your friends have some interesting tactics using taxpayer money very, very well.
I'm not 100% sure I follow, but I think that means we need to leave right now, though.
You're free. I have business to handle. As he goes ahead, straightens up, buttons the last button of his jacket, and begins to walk over to the officers as they sort of barrel past and go to tackle you.
That's why you just let me go so easy. What a bastard. All right. I'm blindsided by said tackle. I guess Riley just kind of goes down.
Very quickly, they go ahead and try to do a search. Do you have anything on you that you should not have on you?
Luckily, no, not at the moment, because part of tonight was like the re-up and the resupply. So
Perfect.
we never got to that point. So no drugs on person, but
And not only that, no weapons of any sort or anything like that.
nothing that would be illegal, like maybe like a can of mace or like something
Protective,
like
but
small
not.
scale
Yeah.
like small scale self-defense.
Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. They go ahead and remove that from you, not like hastily, like they take it hastily, but not enforceful or anything like that. But they are frantically patting you down.
And everything is met with, whoa, hey, yeah, ask questions and we'll talk. Whoa, hands, what is going on? Just being very kind of shitty about the whole thing.
Yeah, and as you are released from the charm and undergoing this interrogation search, you begin to feel the effects wear off.
Of the like charm or whatever it was.
Yes.
And we had discussed
Mm-hmm.
after last week that there had been some sort of payment there. Has that
Of
payment
course.
already been imbibed?
It has indeed been imbibed.
All right, cool.
But you do know, besides like a high for you, there's no other effects that have gone in. Like you're not cool, you're not bound in any sort of capacity.
I still feel me.
Yeah. But you just feel high as a kite. Not, physically, but you're living on cloud nine right about now. Life is good.
That would track.
They go ahead and slowly begin to move you outside in some cuffs, but they there was a call that was placed saying that you were planning on shooting this club, so we're just doing a search and seeing if it is what is going on. I hope you understand that we're here for everyone's safety, and as long as there's nothing tied to you, then we have some questions, but there's no harm.
questions imply talking, and after this sentence, I'm done doing that until I get a lawyer.
Understood. And then he does, and to be fair, he did go ahead and while you were being tackled and put into handcuffs and searched, the rights were being read. So everything is on the level, as it were. But you go ahead and sit quietly outside the club after a very thorough search. Eventually, you see Derek walk out with a large group of these officers. Look, I am super sorry that this happened. I'm sure, and I've known them for a very long time, and they wouldn't do anything of this nature. In fact, I was with them for the entire time. If you have any questions or anything else, I would be happy to come down to the station and give my 2 cents. And they, no, that's not a problem at all. We thank you for your time and thank you for allowing us to search this facility. And then they go ahead and all hop into their squad cars and leave. Leaving you sitting down in handcuffs as Derek stands just about 4 feet in front of you. You did very good tonight.
For the record, I'm not going to look directly at him.
That's fair.
I don't know how it works, but I think that's how it works.
It's not how it works, you know. I'm assuming this was your friend that you had dismissed from our evening of fun. And if it was, I don't exactly blame her. She's very creative. I will give her that.
I'm not under the enthrallment and entrancement at the moment, right?
Correct.
All right. So you keep coming back around to the fact that this was my friend's. Like, I don't get it.
The lady you showed up with and then
Yeah.
left. I would say her. I think she was the one that was behind this. I don't know.
That seems. I'm not accusing you of anything, obviously, but that just seems so far out of left field that would be the way that this would have happened. She's so. That just seems really out of character.
Well, when you're in danger, sometimes the adrenaline kicks up and spikes to a point where our character begins to dissolve.
For the record, I never felt any danger with you.
I'm glad. To be honest, there was none. But you see him look over in a direction. And Jonas, you see this very well dressed individual having a conversation with Riley, but this seemed to stop and look over in your general direction.
I think that Jonas is doing his best to look like he's just out on the street for a smoke.
Okay. He looks over, continues to look back towards Riley. Well, and you see him pull out a small little black leather container as he opens it up and produces a lockpick and picks the handcuffs that you were held in.
I think it's pretty shitty that they just left me with the cuffs on.
Oh, I told them to until
Oh,
We had a chance to
well
talk.
then. Okay. I should say something snarky here, but I can't think of anything. So thank you.
That's very fair. Now, I have a lot of resources, Loverboy. I'm sure you are aware that if you or your friend step back into my establishment, we're going to have issues.
So I'm banned.
At least for the time being. I'm just saying
Okay.
it's a lot of coincidence that you happen to show up. And then, for the first time ever, my club closes early for this evening. I'm sure you can
No.
see.
I can, just correlation doesn't always equal causation.
No, but in my line of work, you can never be too careful between the two. I'm sure the chain made sure to let you know that.
Yep. All right. I would say see you around, but well, I guess see you around.
I hope you don't. And he goes ahead and begins to head inside back into the club. Very easily, you're able to see Jonas having smoke off in the direction that Derek was looking for a quick moment.
All right. As Riley turns around, Jonas, they'll kind of look in your direction. You instantly see them kind of deflate a little bit, like shit, like one problem into another.
Jonas is going to make eye contact for a prolonged moment and then drop the cigarette, stamp it out, and turn and start walking down the street. Not moving quickly, but also not like, hey, come with me.
Oh, it's clear enough. I'm on my way.
Yikes. So very quickly, you're able to go ahead and catch up to Jonas.
As I catch up, kind of double checking all the stuff, all of my stuff that I got, like important things back, phone, wallet,
Yep.
that kind of stuff. And just as I like match stride with Jonas. So that was an interesting evening.
Yeah. You mentioned before potentially being able to know if things were going on.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going on right now?
Absolutely.
Are they going on in our vicinity?
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna actively. Does that sense? Eventually, I'll remember what this dice pool is. So this is gonna be. I'm gonna use wits and occult.
Heard. And you don't have to present anything, is that correct? You have that fancy perk?
I am hands free, baby.
Nice, you have Bluetooth on your
100%. And what's my other piece on that? I'm hands free and I have a specialization in vampires.
Okay. That
So I believe
can
that
apply.
drops sick.
There's vampires around?
Only in the glove box, don't worry.
So I get
Rick
an
doesn't know
extra
about that
2
yet.
dice to the pool in that case.
The specialization
Okay.
should only give you 1, right?
So it says creature specialization. The hunter gains 2 dice
Oh.
bonus to sense a specific type of creature.
Hot. Oh, okay. Is that a perk, not the actual?
Yeah, that's a perk to sense the unnatural.
Heard. Sorry, I thought you had
No.
like wits as a specialization
no.
within
No,
occult
no.
or anything. Okay, perfect.
Um,
That's on me.
I get to roll 8 dice for this, y'all.
Holy cannoli!
Good. I'd like to know if I have a pocket Nosferatu.
Is this something you can? Oh no, that's not for. I don't think you can desperation dice for this. I don't think it's within your wheelhouse.
I don't think it's within my wheelhouse. I can check real fast.
It's up to you. Only if
Well,
you're
I'm just-
feeling desperate
now-
enough.
Well, now I'm curious. I don't think I'm desperate enough, especially after the "I never want to see you again" conversation that we just had. So for underground, it'd be stealth and subterfuge and service of the hunt. So I figure if I'm trying to figure out who's looking at us, that could be stealth or subterfuge. Either. But that, I don't think I'm gonna do anything about that. I got 3 hits.
Yeah. And what do you need for?
Look at
That is that the one that's 3 to 5, depending on GM's roll or GM's DC.
Yeah, difficulty ranging from 3 to 5 depending on the type and power of the creature.
It will be a 4, so you will have to willpower
4?
for one more if you want to.
Fine, I will.
Big sorry, fam.
Yeah, and I'll just re-roll the 3 ones that were in there
Hurt.
for the willpower.
Not the 8, 8, 9. You sure?
Nah.
All right.
All right, how's 6
Ooh.
total do for you?
6 will do it. Let me.
For what I have at the moment, because I haven't had the chance to spend the experience on it yet, I don't have whatever it is. It's like the one that I don't have precision or range, so I can't tell exactly, and it's in a pretty finite space. But I can just kind of get the vibe that things are around.
Heard. You absolutely get a very solid vibe that something unnatural is taking place relatively within your vicinity. Hard to tell where, but there is supernatural effects happening. But it's hard to tell whether or not that's Derek or if there's something more.
Okay.
Because you don't have the range, because that goes up to a city block, right?
Yeah, range I can extend it out to a city block. Precision I can tell exactly who in the area.
Yeah. You can definitely, like I said, you can definitely tell that there is something supernatural near, but not sure how
Okay.
far or where.
Fun. Then yeah, just back to Jonas then. Just the vibe is kind of going off in a big way.
Are we still within a city block of the club?
Not yes, you are still within. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think Jonas is going to take out a cigarette and light it and then offer the pack over to Riley.
Oh, absolutely, we're smoking a cigarette. Absolutely.
Light for myself, hand it over to Riley, and go, yeah, I think that we had something like that with us too tonight.
Oh shit.
And let's see if they stick with us.
Okay. I'll keep my eyes peeled. And in regards to lighting the cigarette, I think out of habit, I would have probably already had a lighter out and ready for you. So like light your cigarette right there for you, and not even looking, just kind of like out, cool Zippo flip, and it's ready to go. And I'm just kind of like leaning it your way, like absolutely.
That's a little weird, but thank you.
And I'm like, it's like, oh shit, wow, okay, that's some muscle memory I didn't know existed.
Especially with the way you're dressed, adds a whole nother layer to.
Where did that come from? We're good at these things.
Yeah, that may have felt very natural to you. That was a weird moment for me.
And you know what? I apologize. That now that I think about it, that's probably weird.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just not used to being in that sort of position in a dynamic, and I don't think that necessarily we are. Anyway,
Yeah.
not important. I just want to know if we have a moment to talk when it's safe, and I wanted to make sure that the cops didn't do anything weird.
Oh, they tried to ask me a bunch of questions. I told them I ain't saying shit till I get a lawyer. Eventually they just let me go. Yeah, when we have a second, there's a lot that I can tell you.
Great.
I did something bad, Jonas.
Let's not worry about that quite yet. We can talk about that when we know that there's not somebody watching.
All right, but just like I need to eventually I need to tell somebody, and I think you're the one that won't string me up the fastest.
Jonas is going to put a hand on Riley's shoulder and be like, "Yeah, I know it helps to talk, but
Okay.
let's do it without an audience."
Yes, please.
Um, as you're continuing on, that feeling you get, Riley, fades of something supernatural
Okay.
around.
Then when it's gone, I'll make a note of it outside. Just like once we're out of that range, just all right. I think we're good now.
Okay. How deserted city streets is it?
It's not super deserted. You have the frequent, like not frequent. You have the semi that's drove through. You have a couple of cars that are here and there, but besides a couple of homeless people that are sort of sleeping on the side of the road, it's pretty deserted.
Okay. Enough that we could have a private-ish conversation. Yeah. Okay.
As safe as
So,
you can feel in the world of darkness to have a private conversation.
Rick is looking at us through a scope.
Exactly. You thought it was the monsters? No, it's just your teammates watching through a scope. It's fine.
That's why Trina asked for the rifle.
If
You
anybody's
can get
getting
two
looked
with
at,
one
me.
bullet if you time it right.
Jesus.
Ammo's expensive.
Oof.
Aim well.
Achievement unlocked.
Exactly.
Big game hunter.
So I think at the point that you signal sort of all clear, Jonas is going to say, "Yeah, so that was dangerous."
Uh-huh. Um, can we chalk it up to a learning experience and call it good?
Probably. Do I need to worry about the safety of any of the people who are sleeping at the shelter tonight?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I can
I
tell you
think-
with full honesty. Sure, I might have been pretty infatuated, but there was nothing out of me in regards to anyone.
Okay. I think they might know who we are anyways. I think that Morgan was tailed on the way out.
Okay, I don't want to go too deep into that without the whole of the group or whatever you want to call it, because I do have some information on that as well.
Okay.
But like I told you, I I did something really dumb, and I got a lot out of it. But
Okay.
I did something bad, and I need somebody. I need somebody in my corner.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Do we need to detox again, or
So I did relapse a bit. I can tell you that it's not anywhere. It's not instantaneous. It's a long road. All right. It's not a one and I'm back on. It's I'm okay. I just need to be a little more present with myself. But goddamn, was that good? No, the bad thing I did, I got people hurt tonight.
okay? How?
I'm gonna look around and like make sure that we're still okay, mostly. And like kind of bring it down, like my voice down a little bit. Part of my job part of my duties. I don't know what the fuck to call them. I used to be the pretty one that found food. I was the pretty one that found food tonight.
Okay. Did anybody die?
Not to my knowledge. Most of the time they don't. But still unjust pain that I brought on somebody. On 2 people, actually. That's still my fault.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
I was out of control. That was he asked and I said, yeah. He asked me to jump and I said how high. He asked me for food and I said how many you want. That I couldn't get around that. And that wasn't the drugs. That was something else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So this thing can make people do things that they don't want to do.
That's
And I
not
think that he tilts his head a little bit to make that a question, to be like, something that you didn't
I
want to do, right?
100%. No, that part of me is done.
Okay.
I need I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be the cause of other people's pain.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee for the evening. So I think let's see what kind of sleep we can get tonight. And we'll get the cell. We call it a cell.
okay.
Back together tomorrow, and we'll see what we do from there.
How mad is Trina?
Trina was feeling cautious and was wanting to make sure that we did what we needed to make sure that innocent people were kept safe.
So, in my world, when you say somebody was cautious, that means there's potential for somebody else to catch a bullet. Is that the kind of cautious we're talking?
I think that Jonas is gonna like look around and up and whatever, and be like,
And that was like very, very frank, matter of fact. Like that's. Please tell me that we're not using the same words in my 2 weird lives.
I think that Jonas is gonna be like, "Oh, we haven't caught anything yet."
All right.
And I think that he means it to be reassuring, but
Yep. Cool.
cool.
All right. You guys go back to your resting places. Is there anything else, anything that the cell would like to do while this is going on?
Yeah, so sort of weird overlap between Riley's character and my character for different reasons. Do I know the people in and around the shelter who would sell drugs?
Go ahead and roll Intel plus Streetwise for me, DC 2.
Like, am I just buying from the shelter now? That doesn't sound like it's helping many people, Jonas.
It's helping the pockets of people.
Intel or wits?
I will allow wits.
Awesome. Because I think that this is less like I'm keeping a list and more like, yeah, they seem like maybe they're the type.
Ah, yes. Profiling, indeed. Yeah, 3 successes. You're able to, you get a good understanding. There's probably 1 or 2 people that are currently staying there who sell or have sold recently.
Okay, so I think that as we're getting close, I'll say like, so there's somebody who's staying with us right now that I need to talk to about things you may be familiar with soon. I'm planning on talking to them tomorrow or the day afterwards. But if you need something tonight,
I think that might be the the better way forward.
It's not. But if it helps you survive tonight, right?
Right. Right.
It's a road.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be maybe the best one, at least for tonight. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say here.
Don't. It's fine. I want to make sure that you have what you need to not try and find that person again this evening.
Oh no, that me and that guy were on the outs. We're Splitsville. He made it very clear that we broke up.
Okay.
So
I'm sure that society is full of very healthy relationships. So
nothing, but you'd be surprised. Definitely not super incredibly toxic all the time for everybody, forever and ever. Amen.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can sleep.
Yeah, you do that. I will also. Thank you.
Yeah. Anytime.
Easy enough to go ahead and procure what you need. Because what resources are you, Riley?
Resources 2.
Perfect. Definitely not any sort of issue.
Yeah, resources 2.
Anyone else in the cell like to do anything in particular?
I'll swing by Walmart, pick up a plastic tarp and some duct tape, a couple new shovels,
Of course.
just in case.
Right. Planning out that new patio, I see, Trina.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Gotta do some painting, some home maintenance.
I understand
Yep,
it.
some couple gallons of bleach. Nothing major.
Yeah, nothing that caused any red flags for every self-checkout counter.
It's the world of
I'll
darkness.
go back to my truck, but broad daylight, save time.
Yeah.
The world of darkness, right? Trina can't be the first person who showed up with exactly that shopping list.
Exactly.
Probably not.
I'll get some lawn and garden stuff to kind of help.
Disguised a little bit more.
Yeah, some rocks, some planting soil.
I thought you were gonna go with hey, some fertilizer.
Well, I bought the mix. It's got it already mixed in, so
it saves money that way, really.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're gonna do it right.
Exactly. Let those daisies push. That leaves Morgan.
Nope, I think I'm good.
Nice. Go home, relax. Perfect. You go ahead and all of you guys, are you ready? Wake up the following morning without any incident. Congratulations.
Yes.
It's bound to happen eventually.
Hell yeah.
It's better than waking up at night in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next morning comes around. You guys are ready to go. What do you guys want to do?
Gonna do my drugs.
Sick. Drugs are good.
Kind of mentally prep for what kind of.
I'm gonna shoot a message to the other three and say Riley got home safe. Seems like, parentheses, hopefully Riley learned more than whoever the other folks did.
Trina fires back. Let's meet without Riley to begin with.
Sure.
Denny's? Question mark.
Let me cook, please. Let me cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
Honey, your cabin's so far out of the way.
I would text back, that might be a good thing.
True enough.
Coffee? Question mark.
All right.
I
Where you
guess we'll meet
guys?
at the cabin, I guess, right?
I mean, you don't have to be at your cabin to cook, do you? You don't have to for that perk.
No, I don't. I
Do
cook
you
wherever.
want to be? Is the real question. I saw the smile on your face. Like, I don't have to be, but I really like to be.
I suspect Bricks is torn because yes, he wants to be, but no, he doesn't want everybody there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair.
You don't want everyone to know where your hideout is?
I don't. I assume the shelter has a big kitchen. We could cook there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Riley's close by.
Well, that's just fine. Riley's close by. You know, you could just be like, "Hey, get in here, idiot."
Plus, there's witnesses there.
There's too many witnesses. That's the problem.
No, that's the perfect part.
How about a park? You like to grill, so I mean, we're outdoors. We can see people coming. Less likely to
Grill
be
breakfast.
overheard
I like
on.
the challenge. Let's do it.
Oh, I don't hate it.
I'm in. I'm in.
Riley's not invited.
Damn it.
You're on the naughty list. God damn it!
Not again.
Are there gonna be drugs there?
No.
Oh,
No, we
to
told you
do
weren't
them.
invited.
Yes. Exactly.
None of the rest of us are bringing drugs.
It'd be so much cooler if you did.
You guys go ahead and meet up at the. Trying to figure out what park it would be. Just a small downtown park where there's just a couple of some of those like standing grates to cook on. Nothing fancy, probably barely holding together. You could see the rust on all sides of it. But you guys have arrived, and early in the morning, there's not really a bunch of people there besides a couple of joggers who are running around.
So, you guys care to fill me in on what's going on here?
Well, look at Morgan. You're a good place to start, honey. You were with him when everything started.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Morgan. Do we even want to start there? Like, that was all the crap that happened after the weird house.
I'm thinking triage here, sugar. That Riley is more likely to get me killed right now than that thing. If I'm being honest.
Okay. I guess Brick. Sorry, Morgan. Please go ahead. But it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, unless Jonas and Riley didn't talk, I don't know much. So, like, what happened with me was that we went to this club. I didn't know that it was exactly they knew these people. I mean, they mentioned the club, but I didn't realize that it was all interconnected. So, we went in. They saw their friend. We went over there. They introduced me to, well, kind of this person. Person asked about me. And then I could just tell things were getting off. So I kind of just left. I tried to bring Riley with, but that did not happen, obviously. So, and then I went to the bathroom, called you guys, texted, called my sister, and tried to figure out what to do, and then I left.
Why your sister?
She seems to know a lot of things that go on in Indy, so I just wanted to see if she knew anything was up.
She a reporter or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So that was the
So-
last that I saw.
It sounds like Riley's a huge liability, and we really can't let them out of our sight for a while. Is that accurate?
Well, we're obviously doing it right now. If we're lucky, they're high. And I think that Jonas sounds very uncomfortable saying that. But, sort of the lesser evil at the moment. They were obviously very involved in that world before. And it seems like maybe that caught up with them here. I talked to them afterwards. Obviously, uh, the people that they were talking to know about Morgan. I think that we stumbled on them eavesdropping on us last night, so we can assume they know about us. Sort of damage done at that point. We're all liabilities now.
Yeah, but we're not all chasing after whatever it is they were getting from that, and also pie.
It seems like when they went to the club, that wasn't something that they were looking. And over the course of the evening, something happened that led to not just that, but other things that Riley didn't want to happen.
I'm just confused why we got put into that situation. Like, it seems like they did kind of want it to happen.
Yeah, why were you in the club in the first place?
Well, it was just for fun. I just needed to let off some steam. Took Riley with. Didn't think it'd be that big of a deal.
No,
I
that's
mean, we haven't talked about the other thing yet, but it was pretty fucked up.
what was the other thing?
So I think we maybe have a ghost that murdered the hell out of somebody that Morgan met.
I thought you meant another Riley thing.
No. Yeah, no, I wish.
I, I mean, I don't want to seem alarmist, but with everything that's gone down, is Indy safe? Do we need to get out of town? What are we can we even keep thinking about doing what we're doing?
Isn't that why we're here?
Yeah, but we have to mitigate risk. I mean, if we're all blown, we're just sitting ducks, honey. I mean, if these things can do all kinds of supernatural things, and I mean, we're left with our asses in the wind thanks to Riley.
And we're the few people who know how to do something about this. If we leave, we just hang humanity out to dry.
We can be the better on this part.
My concern is just, 3 hours last night and suddenly we're blown. They know we're here. They overhear us. They probably have footage of us. Uh, it all fell apart in one night because we had a weak link.
We don't know that they have footage of us. We know that they heard us.
Was there footage in the hotel?
Yes, but what are they gonna do with that? Find out exactly where we are?
Certainly makes it a lot easier.
Potentially.
I mean, I'm imagining
That's if
if
they
these
care.
things, I'm just saying, if these things have been around and alive forever, they've amassed incredible resources. I'm sure money's not a problem for them to find us, track us down. And I have serious reservations about if we stick around keeping Riley involved. How
You
long
know,
until they climb down a fire escape and go out to another club and meet another one of these things? And maybe
Speaking of
this
which, I'm
time,
looking for a fire escape.
Yeah, I got you.
and maybe this time they don't have the restraint if they exercised any this time to overcome whatever it is they want to know.
Or maybe they learned a lesson.
Are you willing to bet your life on that? You know Riley that well. You've got a deep enough connection to them that you're willing to say, yeah, I'll gamble my life on that.
Or maybe
Not
they were no
necessarily.
vulnerable. Or maybe they were no vulnerable than any of us when this whole thing started.
But as
Maybe
I
this
pointed
could
out,
happen to anyone and
like
everyone unless we stop this thing.
if if they hadn't gone to that club and done what they did and put themselves in front of this thing, and they were an optimal choice because they're known to these creatures.
Right. But that all started back when and oh, by the way, these things that have been alive forever, that didn't help the one a week or so ago where we found them. We can beat these things. And if we don't, there's nothing stopping them from turning everyone in that club into a couple hundred other Rileys.
I don't know. Well,
Isn't that
before
why you came? Isn't that why we're here?
I'm here to do what I can and help what I can. But at the same time, I have to make sure that every person I associate with has that same good intention for me that I have for them. And I don't feel that with Riley. I feel like Riley is a selfish person and they're going to do what they're going to do. Consequences be damned. That's an addict, honey. That's how they do. They don't care. They just want to scratch that itch.
They weren't an addict before the leech. They are now, but that was something that was done to them.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying I have to feel like I can trust the person behind me and beside me with my life. And can you honestly say that you trust Riley with your life? That if we were going somewhere in the deep dark, that Riley's going to back you up? You honestly can say that?
What I
There's not
can
a
say is that Riley is the kind of person that's why I'm in this. That's why I'm fighting for this. Maybe it's not a question of trust. Maybe it's a question of, is Riley the kind of person that I would be willing to die to protect?
and I think that's noble, and I don't disagree with you. But dying to protect Riley is different than trusting Riley with our secrets to fight this fight. Do we need to fight for people like Riley? Absolutely. Do we need to invite them to fight with us? That's the question.
I think it's a fair question, but I don't think that we get I don't think that we get anywhere by being cautious, as they said the monsters would put it, and eliminating the risk here.
There's always going to be risk in what we do, but you can do everything in your power to mitigate it. I'll give you an example. First thing Brick and I ever did, well, one of the first things, was a werewolf. We thought we had our shit together. We planned, we took our time, but we underestimated it. And we got damn lucky. I am not going to make a mistake like that again. The reason why we were able to pull off what we pulled off with the Pizza King was because we took our time. We had all of us working together, including Riley, who now seems to have gone off the reservation. I don't.
I
Lord
know.
help me.
I understand. And I understand keeping secrets, and I think that that's fine and fair. But there was a rifle in that room last night.
Hmm. I got shovels in the bed of my truck right now.
Are they for the leech?
Well, you don't really bury a leech.
And my question is, at what point do we stop being the champion on the monsters?
I understand what you're fighting for, Jonas, but I'm fighting for something entirely different. I'm fighting for the opportunity to get my life back. I abandoned my family and have been on the run for 2 goddamn years. I haven't even talked to either of my daughters in 2 goddamn years. And I cannot foresee making that happen with someone like Riley around me. They are dangerous and they're gonna get me killed. That's all there is to it. They don't give a, excuse my French, shit about me. Or you, or Morgan, or Brick. All they care about, and whether right, wrong, or indifferent, is scratching that itch.
I hear what you're saying. I hear where you're coming from. I'm fine with keeping secrets. Let's leave the rifles at home. Or let's make sure we're pointing them at the monsters.
Didn't point it at anybody.
And when does Riley become one of those monsters? What's that line for you?
It's a good question.
Because Riley mentioned some of the things they used to do in service to the Pizza King. That's pretty goddamn monstrous.
Yep. And my point to you is that it sounds like they have the ability to make any of us do that. Riley's just a more useful tool. So we need to protect ourselves from that.
If they get me, shoot me.
You know I will. And vice versa. All right, well, why don't you give Riley a call, Jonas, and get them down here so they can tell us all about whatever it is they got up to last night.
Sure.
Before we do that, I don't think I got a chance to tell you who I ran into in the lobby of the hotel last night.
Who's that?
Yeah, remember our handler?
What was his name again?
You know, you're the name girl, Trina.
I have not seen that man in such a while, I could not tell you. But I know who you're speaking of.
Yeah, he was in the lobby when I walked in. I planned to go catch up with him. By the time everything went down, he was gone.
Interesting timing.
Pretty damn coincidental.
Morgan, did you have those photos that you were able to get?
Yeah.
Why don't you let them take a look while we wait for Radley to show up?
Yeah. I'll hand over the camera.
Um,
Out
Good.
of raw curiosity, does Brick notice any resemblance between the person and our handler?
in fact, you do. They are wearing the same clothes. Just the face doesn't match what your handler looks like at all.
God damn it, there's leaks everywhere.
Yeah, so it's so our handler was some kind of, well, either something was pretending to be the handler, or the handler is some kind of threat, or somehow has some power, I
Or
guess.
got turned? We haven't seen him in a year.
Probably means our handler was the one outside the door. If that was our handler at all.
Well, it would explain how
do
they
we
would
know
have
that
known
hotel?
to track you to the room if they followed you up.
Might have.
I don't know. I don't know how they knew that hotel. You said they were there when you arrived?
The handler was sitting there when I arrived, so they didn't follow me to the hotel.
Hmm.
And
I don't.
I don't think he would have known anybody else but you.
Right, and if he noticed me, he didn't holler out.
Yeah, did anybody else notice that the person at the front desk was missing when we left too?
Yes, I did, but that's not particularly out of sorts. If someone had a phone call, they usually keep a pretty small crew.
Yeah, how long after me did you leave?
Oh, I don't know. Morgan and I were in the electrical closet for quite a while. She raises her eyebrows as she does that.
How long of a phone call was that?
Well, she was tapping into the security system.
No, I know, but for the person at the front desk, how long of a phone call are we giving them
Oh,
credit for?
I mean, they could have gotten on the elevator and had to go to a room, take care of something, plunge a toilet.
Get killed by a
Yeah,
leech.
just a lot of coincidences.
But something we did hear while we were in the electrical closet was sounded like people giving squad directions, like police or SWAT moving through the stairwell.
Yeah, moving pretty damn fast.
They might have traced the call back to the room, though. So they might have been coming pretty fit to be tied at the fact that we made a false police report.
Oh, crap. Now I need to go and give an actual police report on the fucking ghost. Damn it. At some point, I want to sit down and try to figure out if we can figure out like how we can start to get a leg up on these things.
More planning,
Yeah.
less seat of the pantsing.
Well, I wasn't expecting to get called out of bed and have to go downtown to a nightclub and have one of our members of our cell wrapped up in some sort of nonsense involving leeches, but one can never predict how the evening is going to go.
Yeah, well,
You
hopefully
might have predicted that one.
let's maybe take nightclubs off of the table for a little bit.
Yeah,
Let's
I will agree there.
let's consider the upside here, right? We've been talking a lot about how Riley's a liability, and they are, and we're not done with that conversation. But sounds like they also were able to very easily infiltrate and get right up next to one of these things, right?
Yes, they were.
And as an addict, they're probably not overly concerned with self-preservation. So there is an upside to having somebody like that.
So are you thinking like a vest with some explosives on it, or
Oh,
Wolf.
that's dark. That's dark.
Who
you
does
said
that?
lack of self-preservation and
Meaning
can
that
get
they'll walk into the
close?
lion's den to get us intel and could possibly set up a meet, right? If this person, like when the cops showed up, from what it sounds like, they walked out with Riley, continued having conversation. This monster didn't just murder Riley, left Riley alive. We can use that.
I agree.
Unless they're thinking the same thing. I can use this person.
They
I
probably
enjoy
are. But a trap is a less effective trap if you know it's a trap. All right, I'm going to shoot him a message. Text Riley. Hey, we're doing breakfast. Here's the location. Relatively okay place to talk.
I'll just send back like the saluting like emoji, and pack up my small bag, like just a little backpack with daily stuff, phone, keys, wallet, that kind of stuff. Maybe some drugs. You don't know. Were you my dad?
Yes.
And then I'll head that way.
All right. It's not a very well for a walk. It's a little bit of a jog, but you're able to go ahead and arrive and see the rest of your cell before you, gathered around a grill.
Hey, gang, is this the part of the initiation where you burn my fingerprints off? Please say yes.
Not a bad idea.
All but one.
All but one? Damn.
Still
Like,
give
look
you
at my hands like, now I gotta pick my favorite one. It's humor, guys. It's real tense. I'm terrified of all of you. So, trying to... All right, nobody's laughing. Cool, this is fun already. Actively avoiding eye contact with Trina.
It's been a long night. We're very tired. Most of us aren't clubbing age anymore.
Yeah, no. I'm... there's nothing I can say in that regard that doesn't sound like I'm talking shit. So,
Somehow you even made sound like you were talking shit.
My bad.
You want some breakfast?
Yes, please. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Sort of a camp breakfast, but
Food is food at the moment. Good lord.
I have it on good authority that Brick can make field rations seem appealing. So
Whatever's
A
on
lot of
that
hot
plate
sauce.
right now, I'm into. Everybody else has seen this Brick, but Riley eats like a food aggressive puppy. Like very like contained and aware of what's going on and quickly.
Very goblin-esque.
Yeah. Almost, it's kind of the conditioning of it. Eat when you have the chance and fight anybody who tries to take it from you, kind of thing. And halfway through eating, they get kind of self-conscious and try to relax a little bit, but it looks even weirder and more performative than anything else. So,
What'd you find out?
oh, just straight to it. Cool. A handful of things. Do you want the good news or the bad news up front? Do you want me to be honest about how awful?
Just spit
last
it
night
out.
was,
Don't make
or-
a whole
come
goddamn
on. I'm
performance
trying
out
to
of it.
figure out
Just talk,
things.
for the
Fine.
love of God.
Fine.
but,
They're able
but
to
definitely the bad news first.
bad news first. Thank you. That's what I wanted.
As this
I did
happens,
bad.
Brick pulls out his breakfast beer and definitely just
Trina reaches for one, which never happens.
I did a bad thing last night. Both in the overall, like, last night was a shitty situation and I'm sorry, but in the more finite specifics of things, I did a bad thing last night and it's not what you're thinking it is. I can see it on all of your faces. I did everything I possibly could to keep names, places, and just people of interest out of the conversation and out of everything. I lied my ass off.
good.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Did we just lose Ian?
I think they're just
Pretty-
lying their asses off.
All right.
Welcome back.
So, yeah, sorry. I let my ass off for you.
For us. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, 100%. You're very welcome, even with all the condescension and everything that's ever been anything.
Hey.
I'm not the motherfucker who went out
Drink your
there
beer.
and
Drink your
got
beer.
himself in the situation, okay?
Oh,
So don't even be
okay,
getting an attitude with me right now because I will flat out just, Lord
Yeah,
help
I know.
me.
No,
Lord
I know.
help me.
Let's
You know,
I know you
do
will.
that
So
stuff after breakfast.
here's the thing, all right? I was told last night that, if things get complicated, both sides of the world, like both worlds that I'm in now or I have been from at one point, handle complications in a very similar way. So I'm going to tell you something that maybe you're just going to want to deal with the complication that is me right fucking now, okay? I'm the reason 2 people got hurt last night. I pulled 2 people out of line for those fucking monsters. Do you think I feel good about that? Think that's something I wanted to do? Absolutely not. All right. I got out there. I had a little bit of an ego. I flexed some muscle that maybe I shouldn't have. And I got people fucking hurt. So you could be mad at me all you want, but there is nothing that is going to absolutely rend my soul from my body more than knowing that I had the opportunity to not do that. Okay. So if that's something you want to do, if you want to handle that complication, fucking do it now. That is something
Just
I
have
am inviting
one
you to do.
question for you, Riley. Will that stop you from doing it again?
I mean, if the handling the complication is putting a fucking bullet in me,
No,
yes.
I'm talking about the fact that you said this thing rended your soul, which sounds to me like a whole
Oh,
lot of performative nonsense. Is it going to stop you from being an idiot and going out and seeking these things again? Or is it just going to be until that itch crawls up your back again and you feel the need to go slumming and get mixed up with these things again and then hurt more people?
you know what? So Riley's gonna look at Brick. Thank you very much for the breakfast. This has been fantastic. Looking at Trina, fuck you and your shit. And they're gonna turn around and
Hey,
start heading
hey,
back towards the
hey,
center.
hey, stop. Sit down. Trina is worried. Trina has a very good reason to be worried. Trina has a very good personal and professional reason to be worried. Okay? We all do. We all have very good personal and professional reasons to be worried. They're expressing that in a regrettable way right now.
Oh, Rick grabs another beer.
That I thought we were going to save until after breakfast. But I think that the question is important. Is this something that you did as a part of a trade? Is this something that you did because you wanted to, or is this something that you were coerced into doing? Because I firmly believe that were you not there, that people would have gotten hurt anyways, and that this monster would have been able to do to them what they had you do instead.
I was the easy option for them in this regard. He already was in my mind, making me do things I didn't want. He knew that this is what I did in a past life. So he asked me to do it, and you know what? Like, I didn't want to do it, but it felt good to be needed again, or good to be used again, I should say. It's not healthy. I don't know what is. I really don't. But to answer your question, Trina, yeah, no, this is absolutely. Why would I ever want to put somebody in a similar situation that I was in, or in a position to be hurt by the people who have hurt me? This is more than enough reason to figure out where this fucker sleeps and burn the house down. Like, I had very little to do with my previous domator. If and when, because I understand we have other things on the docket, if and when it comes time to deal with this one, I want in. I don't know what my want in is. I do 2 things well. But if I can do those 2 things well to keep other people from that, or to try to do whatever, I'm in. And other questions that were asked, yes, I got a hit of that shit that I've been on last night. And it was great. But this morning I feel like such ass. Like I don't know. I don't have any other words aside from where before getting clean was a little bit of a joke. I need to replace that need with something else. I don't know if I ever can be clean or sober, but I can be off of that shit.
Trina, the first step of any program, I think you know this, the first step of any program is admitting that you're not in control.
Well, it's not that I don't have sympathy for you, Riley. It's not that I don't understand that you're being compelled to do things against your will. It's the things that you do of your own volition that concern me. You put yourself in dangerous situations to chase a feeling. And I need to know that you can stop yourself from doing that. You knew that the possible consequence of going out into that environment is that you would meet someone who possessed the very abilities that you encountered. You used a name that you knew would attract attention by those very same creatures. You got what you were looking for, you just didn't know you were looking for it. And that's what concerns me. That's what worries me, is that you won't be able to stop yourself because you're an addict. And I get that it's hard. My uncle was an addict. I watched him go through all kinds of nasty stuff trying to kick his habit. And it eventually killed him. And I know, I get it. I can't even imagine what it feels like to have this creature's blood rushing through your veins and all the power that comes along with it. But that's what scares me, is it's so goddamn compelling that you, without even realizing it, went looking for it again. And you found it. And you hurt people. You didn't want to, but you did it. And you might feel bad about it today, but that's the curse of an addict. You're going to feel bad about the fucked up shit you did when you were high. But that doesn't stop most addicts from doing it again. I need to know that you will never do that again.
Brick, I need a beer.
It's a really heavy conversation to be having in a park. I don't know what I can tell you to make you believe me.
Don't run off. Listen to Jonas. Treat him like he's your sponsor. Don't go looking for trouble. If you go looking for trouble, you're going to find it, honey.
I think I wanted it.
I
No,
think you did too.
The only thing I can think to label last night was trying to not be alive anymore. I think I walked in there. I used Morgan, I'm sorry that I used you last night. It's a thing. I did. I took you into a terrible spot. I lied about your identity. I'm sorry about that. But I think ultimately I was thinking moreover that if that was a spot where people from my past life were, maybe I could get involved a little bit and maybe they would just make me disappear as a loose end.
And what about my end?
That wasn't part of the plan. That's why I lied my ass off to try to help get you out of there. Is that if I was left alone, then you're not a part of that.
But sadly, I still am now.
I mean, we all are.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So not to, but yeah, that's. I'm gonna.
I'm just saying, I'm not taking you on a date for a long time.
Damn it. Can we still be friends?
Yeah.
All right. I'll start there.
And that's where we will go ahead and wrap up for this evening. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us as we ran a little late, but we did have some good RP that I wanted to make sure that got the attention that it needed. So thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week on another episode of Hunting Indy by Night, and I'll see you all later. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.